This is the Hidiz AP100 audio player. Included here, Hidiz includes a lot of stuff with their player to cover all contingencies. Included with the device itself, they have a male-to-male audio jack or auxiliary jack type cable. They have a male-to-male RCA to auxiliary cable plug. They have the micro charging cable. A really nice case. I'm actually fairly impressed that they provided a really nice case. The warranty card instruction booklet, a cleaning cloth with a screen, and 2 screen protectors. So they kind of throw everything in here to cover all contingencies, which is kind of a nice touch for them. I would have liked to see the instructions to be a little bit more detailed with, transferring your music, although it's not that difficult. A consumer new to MP3s might have a little difficult time figuring out what they need to do because that's really not covered in the instructions. I've been an iPod Classic user for many years now. I love my iPod Classic, although Apple seems to abandon the Classic and not update it with any new, next generation devices, which is unfortunate. And this particular audio player has a lot of features actually that I wish that the Apple would have put into their Classic player. This one has. For one, it covers about every type of interface you could use this for: coax, digital output, auxiliary cable. Although I do wish it would have Bluetooth capability. That would have been a nice feature for this and really made it stand out over other similar audio players. I would have liked to have seen that. But even with all that, the thing it has some other features that my Apple Classic that I wish it had. An on-off button for one, a true on-off button, which I prefer that over the style of what Apple used with holding the button until it shut off. I didn't like that feature at all. And then the ability to add a SD card, in this case up to 64 gigabytes. I wish the Apple Classics would have that too. This comes with 8 gigabytes on board, so technically you can make it a 72 gigabyte device. I would have liked to seen this having the ability to support larger SD cards, like 128 or 256, or even larger when the time came and those came out at a reasonable price. Mainly for me, because I have a large music collection. I'm a big music buff, so I would have liked to have seen that a little bit. But I mean, it's still a pretty nice capacity for this device. This is a very solid, well-built. It's lightweight. It's solid metal all the way around. Has a fairly good quality screen. The buttons are fairly intuitive. They have a lot of different buttons for different features. Although I kept wanting to spin the dial like the Apple Classic, but I mean, it includes volume buttons. It includes the forward and back button. The next and back buttons, and also an EQ and SRC button where you can change the playback rate and the type of music style you're listening to for better playback. There's a lock mechanism, select button, and a return button. So it's packed with buttons to do different functions instead of packing them all together like devices tend to do, which makes it a little bit easier to use. Battery life is good. I use this all day long without charging, and it charges fairly quickly once you run the battery down. The interface itself kind of has a familiar look, maybe like the Apple iPods, maybe not as fancy, but it works fairly efficiently. It's easy to get around, and the song play screen is actually very detailed, and it sounds really good with different types of headphones. I tried messing around with the different EQ and SRC rates, and it actually sounded much better than the Classic that Apple I have. For me overall, I think this is a very solid effort from Hidiz, and they put together a really good quality device with good parts and good sound and features. I mean, I do have a wish list for adding Bluetooth to this, a larger SD capacity. But overall, this player does a very good job, and I give it 4.5 stars.